Welcome everyone to HueFin News. Today is December the 30th, 2017. This is our daily cryptocurrency market analysis. Appreciate you all tuning in and seeing what is going to occur in the cryptocurrency space over the next couple of days. As you guys can see, for today, the market continues to move lower. It is not giving us any interest in higher prices at the moment, but overall what we're seeing here at HueFin News is just the market consolidating, trading sideways for the next move higher or being prepared for the next move lower. And we'll talk about that as we get into these cryptocurrencies throughout our analysis. But before we get started, our disclaimer is that we are not investment advisors and we are not giving you all investment advice. But what we are giving you is the interpretation of these price bars with the volume, because that is the emotion, it is the feel that the market participants are giving to us, each and every one of us who are actively trading in the markets of what is to come. And that's our purpose here on this channel, is to show you all that you are also capable of doing the same things. And it is our mission to give you guys the ability to learn this particular language as well, so that you won't be dependent on someone else to dictate your trading or how much money you should be making in the markets. Okay, so now let's look at this cryptocurrency market capitalization website. You guys can see that Bitcoin dominance continues to be around 38%. The market cap is below 600 billion at 576.7 billion. And as well, you guys can see these particular altcoins, how majority of them are trading lower on today's trading, except for Ripple and Cardano. Everyone else out of the top 10, top 15 is trading lower. Stellar is also one of the outliers, up 1.49%. Neo as well, 0.36, and Quantum 4.23. All the other altcoins you guys can see are in the red, running negative today. And we'll talk about that as we get into the cryptocurrencies that we analyze on a daily basis. Okay, so now looking at Bitcoin, you guys can see that they are currently down 13.44%. Last trade was $12,384. In our analysis yesterday, we forecasted Bitcoin to continue to move higher, but prior to that, we mentioned that it was not giving us any interest in higher prices. And as you guys can see, even though our analysis was incorrect, the market continued to move lower, all the way back down to $12,000. So you guys can now see from the daily price chart that the support area for Bitcoin is in and around $12,000. The market is maintaining price around $12,000, and if you could possibly get in around that price, that could be very beneficial for you. Now, if the market does not stay above $12,000 over the next consecutive trading days, then the next area for Bitcoin to come down to is $11,000. Ultimately, it could come back down to $10,000. Okay, with all the volatility that is appearing on these altcoins, it is very foreseeable to see these altcoins continue to make drastic moves lower, which is one of the reasons why we are not necessarily in the market at this time. If so, we're taking very small bites out of the market and not looking for the market to move higher in a very short term. Now, let's look at the 3-hour bars to see what is going to occur for Bitcoin. So looking at the 3-hour bars, you guys can see that Bitcoin is still hovering around that $12,000 area. As a matter of fact, this is the third time that Bitcoin came to $12,000, and you guys can see the overall reaction that Bitcoin has given the market as the market came down to $12,000 on the 3-hour chart. Currently, what we're getting in the market is that same feel. Okay, this last particular bar is a push to go down bar, which is a precursor of weakness, but the volume is awfully light compared to the last 3 3-hour bars. So that is a good sign to see, especially as Bitcoin is trading around $12,000. The market looks like it's going to come back down to $12,000 again, or even lower than that. But if the volume is lighter, or even if this particular bar closes above this close, then expect Bitcoin to continue to move higher. The next area is going to be 12,800. Okay. So let's see what the 1-hour bar is giving us. So we're definitely getting weakness in Bitcoin at this time. So we're looking for them to continue to move lower in the short term. 12,200 is the first area. Ultimately, you might even come back down to $12,000 again. Okay. Prior to us seeing any precursors of strength bars, we're expecting them to at least move to one of those two price areas. But as you guys can see, $12,000 is support for Bitcoin. If we get precursors of weakness again around $12,000, then the next area for Bitcoin is going to be $11,000, possibly coming all the way back down to $10,000 or even $9,000. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys can see on this particular chart, you see this vertical line or this slanted line that we have drawn here. This may actually become the support area for Bitcoin long term. So that is just something that I want to mention to you guys as well for Bitcoin. But currently, the market is still giving us precursors of weakness in Bitcoin. So we're still looking for them to move lower. Hopefully, you guys can move it, cash it around $12,000 and allow it to bounce from there and take a small trade. But long term, we're not looking for any of these altcoins to give us huge moves higher until we get us a definite precursors of strength bar. So now let's go to Ethereum. So Ethereum is down 6.80% last trade, $680.58. So this is the daily price bars for Ethereum. You guys can see it doesn't look as drastic as Bitcoin, but nevertheless, Ethereum is still giving us weakness, but the bars are precursors of strength bars. This is the second precursors of strength bar we received on the last 3 days. Now we just need confirmation for this particular formation bar that is currently forming to close above this close, and it tells us that the buyers are still interested in higher price. If not, then the market will come back down to $640 or even lower than that, according to this daily price bar. So you guys can see on this particular chart that the market is trading in a range, and that range is between $650. It might even be considered $625 as part of the range, all the way up to $750. That is the range that we are consolidating in Ethereum at the moment. The market is not giving us one-sided movement, meaning it's not just moving higher, rather it's just trading within that price that I just told you, 740 all the way back down to $640, or it could be even $620 as well. So the market is just trading sideways at the moment. So we're continuing to expect that to happen for Ethereum until the market participants are interested in a higher price. The market came all the way back up to $700 and it was rejected as resistance, and now the market is moving lower again. So we're at least expecting Ethereum to come back down to $660, or it might just come down to these particular lows here on these two bars, which is around $668. Okay, so that is a very probable thing to occur in Ethereum. But until we get more precursors of strength, we will not say that Ethereum is going to continue to move higher, albeit it's within a trading range. Okay, so if you guys understand anything about trading, that simply means that the market participants are preparing for their next move, whether it's moving higher or whether it's moving lower. But at this time, we're just not getting any precursors of strength in Ethereum as well. So our analysis for them to continue to move lower, and we told you around $670 to even $668. That first area that we're looking for Ethereum to come back down to, or even $660 again. Okay. So now let's go to Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash is down 18.32% last trade, $2,141.70. So looking at the daily price chart for Bitcoin Cash, we told you that yesterday was a very wild trading day between the buyers and the sellers. The market moved lower, the market moved higher, stockpile came in as well, and we can see from today's trading who was in control yesterday. The sellers in Bitcoin Cash were in control, and the market came all the way back down to and around $2,100, right? So obviously they're buyers in the markets because the bar closed above the low, but nevertheless the market is still within a movement of trending lower at this time. So looking at the 3-hour bars, let's see what we have. So $2,200 was acting as support and resistance for Bitcoin Cash. The market has since then breaking below $2,200. So the next area for Bitcoin Cash to find support is $2,000. So that is a very key support area for Bitcoin Cash. Ultimately, it can come all the way back down to these particular lows, which is around 1760 or even 1567. Okay, so $2,000 will not hold, then Bitcoin Cash can come back to 1760 or even 1567 as well. Okay, so $2,000, that first area of support that we're looking for Bitcoin Cash to come to. We're not getting any precursors of strength at this time on the 3-hour bars. So our analysis for Bitcoin Cash for them to continue to move lower until we get a precursors of strength around one of those price areas that we mentioned. Okay, so it might just come to these lows here. I want you guys to pay attention to these particular lows, which is around $2,065 or even $2,072. So the market can definitely come there to find support and move higher, and the market might just move back up to $2,400 because that we need to get a push to go up bar past $2,400 in order for Bitcoin Cash to move higher. If we don't get that, then the market will continue to move lower. So now let's go to Ripple. So Ripple is down 3.39% last trade, $1.88. So the market did move higher for our analysis for Ripple. It went all the way up to $2.45, but you guys can see the volume is awfully heavy. So it tells us that a lot of selling occurred today in Ripple. As a matter of fact, the bar closed lower than the close from yesterday. So the market for the time being for Ripple will continue to trade sideways. Okay. So that sideways trading action for Ripple is definitely around $1.80. It might even come down to $1.75. And that support, the resistance area could be $2 or even around $2.10 in or around that area. We can also see it come back up to $2.20. But given the 3-hour bars, we're getting more precursors of weakness in the market for Ripple at this time. So if $1.80 does not hold, then it's probable that Ripple can come back down to $1.70. And if not that, let's look at the 1-hour bar, see how low it can go. So if $1.80 does not hold, then we're looking for Ripple to come back to one of these lows on these bars. $1.75 or even $1.73. So in around that area. And then if that area does not hold, then the market can come back down to $1.65. Okay. But given this particular 1 hour chart that we're looking at, we're definitely getting a lot more precursors of weakness in Ripple, but it's probable that they can still come back up to $2 as resistance, or even $2.10, and find resistance and move lower from there. So that's our analysis for Ripple, is for them to move lower, but it can move higher to $2 or even $2.10 in or around that area. So now let's go to Litecoin. So Litecoin is down 14.10%. Last trade $206.24. This is our daily analysis for Litecoin. You guys can see that the market, it continues to give us precursors of weakness, and $200 is support for Litecoin. If Litecoin cannot hold $200, then it's going to come all the way back down to and around $150 or even $160. Okay, the market has given us a push to go down bar, which is a precursor of weakness on heavy volume, and we can tell that this volume came in as the market participants are trying to keep price above $200. If they are not successful, then expect Litecoin to come down to $160 or even $150. So let's look at the 3 hour bars. So as you guys can tell, around that $200, the volume is extremely heavy around that $200 area, which tells us that the market is trying to keep price above that support area. And currently the market is still successful because the volume is drying up on the next consecutive bars, but they're not out the woods yet. So currently we're still in a transition phase to see the market participants maintain that $200 price. If so, then it is very probable that Litecoin can come back up to $220 in the short term, and it possibly could come all the way back up to $225. Okay, that's if the market participants can keep price above $200. If they cannot, then like we said earlier, expect it to come back down. We can see it come back down to, first area would be $194, $195, then $180, but then ultimately could come all the way back down to $160. Okay, and currently, given the amount of momentum on this particular chart of the bars moving lower, the market participants have a job on their hands to try to maintain that price above $200. So that's our analysis for Litecoin. If they can keep it above 200, then expect it to come around $220 or even $225, even $230. But if not, then expect it to come to $195 or even $175, ultimately come all the way down to $160. So that's what we're getting right now for Litecoin. It is not a tradable coin. We are not looking for an entry point for Litecoin at this time, just waiting to see when the market participants are successful in sustaining $200 price. So now let's go to Dash. So Dash is down 14.93%. Last trade $927.59. Again, $900 is support for Dash. You guys can see it from this particular chart. You guys can also tell that buyers came in the market to try to suppress price from breaking through $900. The volume is also heavier, which tells us that the buyers also try to keep that price above $900. Now let's see on the 3 hour bars. The market is not being successful of trying to break through $970, $975 in and around that price. We're still getting precursors of weakness in Dash at the moment. So the market is still trying to find support. And it looked like it could have found support around $921 on this particular bar. Or it still has a ways to go, and it's going to come all the way back down to around $875. Okay. So our analysis for Dash is for them to continue to move lower. The market is still giving us precursors of weakness at this time. It's trying to find that support area as well, just like with Litecoin. And until then, we won't trade this coin neither until we get a good precursors of strength entry point. So definitely we're not seeing $960 is the resistance that Dash will have to break through, and that's going to take a push to go bar in order for Dash to move higher above $960. If not, then expect Dash to start trading sideways just like this area here until it's ready to break out to move higher or even move lower. So one of the things I like to see on these particular bars is that the market is not getting a lot of volume as it's trading higher around $980, which is telling us that the interest in price to move higher is not there as well. So that's why our analysis for Dash is not tradable, especially for them to continue to move lower to find a support area. So now let's go to NEO. So NEO is down 0.14%, up 0.41%. Last trade $72.61. So looking at the daily price chart for NEO, this is one of the strongest coins that we analyze on a daily basis. You guys can see that even though the bar closed lower than yesterday's close, the market has given us a probable precursors of strength bar again, and it literally encompassed almost the last 5 trading days volume, which is a good indication that the market is still interested in a higher price in NEO. So our analysis for them is for them to continue to move higher. 3-hour bars is telling us as well that the market buyers came in on this market, still try to consume some of the selling that arrived here on this bar, and ever since then the market has been moving higher. Now resistance is at $75. If NEO cannot break $75, then the market will move lower and maybe come back up to $70 or even $67.50 again, might even be $65. But we like the fact that the market is giving us more precursors of strength bars in NEO at this time, so we're expecting it to move higher, albeit we're still looking at $75 as resistance. So if it can overcome that hurdle, then NEO would definitely be moving higher to at least $77.50. But short term, we're still looking for NEO to move higher. That's our analysis for NEO. So now let's go to IOTA. So IOTA is down 10.55%. Last trade $3.31. So IOTA continues to trade within a range, $3 all the way back to and around $3.75 or even $4. The market has given us another probable precursors of strength bars, trying again to maintain price above $3 or even $3.20. The market it's good to see that the market is trying to trade sideways for IOTA. Is not in a slump, just like some of the altcoins that we do analysis for. Even though the market did move lower today, it is still trying to suppress price above $3. So the market for IOTA is literally within that consolidation trading range, and it still looks like it wants to move higher. Our analysis for them, even though we said for them to move higher yesterday and it did not, we still are holding on to that same mentality. Is for them to continue to move higher. The first area is going to be $3.40, but ultimately it might come all the way back up to $3.60, and that is another area of resistance that IOTA will have to overcome, and it will take a precursors of strength bar in order for that to happen. And if that occurs, then it will come up to $3.80. But long term, we do like the fact that IOTA just simply trading sideways. That is a very good thing long term to think about, to see for these particular altcoins, especially that $3 is the area of support for for IOTA. If it breaks that though, then expect IOTA to come to $2.75 in or around that area. It might even come to $2.50, but we do like the fact that IOTA is trying to maintain price. So our analysis for them to continue to move higher, at least back up to $3.50 or even $3.60 or 75. So now let's go to the last one, which is Monero. So Monero is down 11.67% last trade, $307.28. So again, a lot of these altcoins is traded within a range. Support for Monero is in or around $280. Resistance is around $340 or even $320 for Monero. But the market on the daily price chart for Monero is giving us precursors of weakness currently. Buyers are in the market for today. So Monero runs the probability of moving higher, and if it does move higher, it's possible that you can get a quick trade in around $320 for Monero to come and find resistance. But if it can break that, then it can come to $345. But currently the market for Monero is continuing to trade sideways. The volume is awfully light for this particular bar, which gives us a more higher probability for them to move to at least 320 in or around that area, and then it might find more resistance and move lower from there. But the volume has been drawing up around that price. So Monero could be moving higher than 320 all the way back up to $340, but it looks just like IOTA on this particular 3-hour bars for Monero. IOTA and Monero are trading within a range, and the range for Monero is 280 all the way back up to $360. So the market can bounce in or in between those two price areas. But currently we're not looking, as Monero is not a tradable coin right now. You can make a very small trade around 320 but then get out, but we're not seeing any long term right now major move higher for Monero as you're looking at this chart. So our analysis for them just to trade sideways at between $280 and $380. So that's all we have for today. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys stay profitable, and I will talk to you all later.